Hi, before the video starts, I just want to preface by saying that this video is completely my opinion. Like, the things I say in it will be about my opinion on the Weeping Angels, not yours. So if you disagree, that's fine. Leave in the comments what you think about them. I don't want to discredit the Squid team. They do amazing work, and by discrediting them and saying that their work is awful would be complete rubbish because it's amazing. And I'm just talking about a section in the Dalek mod which I feel could do with an update. But that's it. But enough of that, onto the video. Hello, my crafting guys on the Banner House, and yes, this is a sort of video I did similar to sort of my Trenzalore update video, where I'm going to sort of see if I was in charge of the Dalek mod, what improvements would I make. And as the title of the video is, like, I don't know, the Weeping Angel improvement, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm going to be improving. Now, I like tons of monsters in Doctor Who, and the Dalek mod is great for that because it is a mod that I think focuses mainly on the monster aspect and the mob aspect of Doctor Who. And one of the best monsters in Doctor Who is the Weeping Angels, and I feel that in the Dalek mod, they've just been shoved to the side, and it's such a shame because it's one of the coolest monsters ever. And I understand it might be because there's actually a Weeping Angel mod devoted solely to the Weeping Angels, but honestly, I would love to see a more sort of detailed Weeping Angel, and I've got a few ideas I'm going to share in this video. First though, we have to look at the Weeping Angel itself. Now, I'm going to first start with the entity model itself, and I'm just going to say it straight up, I am not a fan whatsoever. Like, I understand it's got aspects which are okay, but honestly, it's just not great. Okay, big first thing that I don't like, this halo. Weeping Angels don't have halos. It's not something they have. I feel like one of the great things the Dalek mod has been doing recently is sort of rendering down their mobs so they look more Minecrafty, and this is the mob that could really do it. And it's a human-y looking mob, yet it looks so un-Minecrafty in a bad way. The wings actually are okay, but they're way too small for my opinion. But the big thing that really aggravates me, besides the halo and just the over development of the entity model itself, is the fact that its color is like, it's like yellow, it's whitey yellow, it's not grey. A Weeping Angel is grey. I mean, does this look like this? No. And it's not just the model. I find the actual entity AI is whack. Like, literally, the idea, I mean, I understand it's a very difficult mod to code, I completely sympathize, but really it's not a great AI mob, and it can go insane, and it just needs redoing. And I feel like if it was done properly, it could be one of the best mobs in the game. Another thing that really irritates me about the Weeping Angels is that they don't actually move their sort of, arms or have any different facial expressions. Like, the arms, they stay in this really weird outward zombie position. Like, if you're going to do anything, at least cover the face. And that's one of the things that really annoys me about the Weeping Angel. And what's sort of even sort of in a way worse is that the Weeping Angels that I know weren't coded by the Dalek mod, but these Weeping Angels, the one from like 2012, were a better mob than this, I find. So I just think it's, it needs redoing in a big way to become a properly good mob, because currently it's worse than versions years old. Now, I've not just come here to talk about what a lot of people already knew about this mob. I've actually come with a generated structure idea, as I do with a lot of these videos. And that generated structure idea is actually quite unique for the Dalek mod. Now, one of the weirdest things about the Dalek mod that I actually didn't realise until making this video is that there are tons of generated structures. There's massive Dalek ships, there's Gallifrey, there's the Citadel, but there's not one single Dalek mod structure, I think, on the overworld. There's basically none. And so that basically means, as a sort of progressing advancement stage, stuff doesn't really get interesting until you've actually got a TARDIS. So I thought the Weeping Angels would be one of the best mobs to get their own sort of generated structure like the Daleks and the Cybermen, and it could be on the overworld, and it could create a challenge for the sort of starting up players when they're playing Survival Dalek mod. But enough of that, let me show you what I've built. So I've decided to build it in a spruce forest, or it could go in a dark oak forest or even a tiger forest, because I feel like it's the darker trees, and yeah, I like it. It's for those sort of who watched the Weeping Angels episode, I've mainly sort of based it on sort of a Wester Drumlands vibe, of like an abandoned house, which will have Weeping Angels in it. But I don't like this. It's too light, but the sun is going down. So let's just speed everything up. Boop. There we go. Much better. Now, as you enter the house, you open the door, and it's only a little sort of shack and everything, and there'll be Weeping Angels around. And there's, of course, the chests. Now, I thought about what loot should happen here, and then I thought one of the coolest things, actually, that could be in here, that's not too, expensive, and sort of fits the right level of loot you'd get for this structure, which I'd imagined would be quite common. I've decided to have the TARDIS key, like in Blink, where Sally finds the TARDIS key, and you also get a bit of stone, because Weeping Angels, and some books. Now, we go upstairs, right? And I've sort of, put cobwebs around. I've put holes in the floor, so it makes it more sort of cool and horror-y. I haven't put torches in because I want to give it that dark vibe and aesthetic. Now, as we go in, it's the same thing, but I've decided to have a bit of a book and quilt. Now, I thought one of the coolest things actually that could happen was there could be sort of like cool sort of experiences and diaries about how people have been trapped by the Weeping Angels, or how like get out. I think that could be really cool and sort of fit into the whole horror vibey aesthetic. You get a whole horror adventure map in here. But now, for the more eagle-eyed viewers, you might have spotted this ladder. And of course, I've decided to do the cellar. Now, of course, they're not going to give you a TARDIS here, but I've decided one cool thing that could happen is in here, although it looks like pigs, is a Weeping Angel spawner. And in the chest, you could get a music disc, like 11's quite a creepy one. I know there's no actual Weeping Angel music disc, but, Malice of the Master doesn't have a recipe, so maybe you could have a music disc like that. But yeah, that's sort of my generated structure idea. I know it's only a very little shack, like it's not big, but honestly, that's the whole point of it. Like, when you're in the overworld, there's not really much to do Dalek Moddy besides face all the mobs that spawn in the night naturally. That might be Dalek Cybermen. So I feel like for a challenge, for the first sort of night, this could be cool. Or this can actually be something more similar to like the Woodland Mansion, be bigger, be sort of more when you're prepared. But I feel that this would be a really good opportunity for the Weeping Angels to increase, because they're one of the coolest monsters, and the way they've been treated in the Dalek mod, I just don't think is. I think it's personally criminal. They're one of the coolest mobs, and yet they're being, they've just got bad models, bad AI, and not enough love, man. Show love to the Weeping Angels. They're the best monster in the reboot, in my opinion. And that's it. Tell me what you think. Do you think the Weeping Angels should get an update? Or what mob do you think has been sort of mistreated in the Dalek mod and deserves an update to? Or any other generated structure you want to see? Tell me what you would like to see in the Dalek mod in the future years. I know they're working at 1.16, but it doesn't mean we can't still, see what could really be interesting in the Dalek mod to be added. But that's enough of that. I'll let you think about it. Thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye!